Hi, good morning everyone. We are a group from Indonesia and today we will be presenting our research for MGT646 quantitative research methods. Our group members are myself is Muhammad Azizi bin Saiman, Muhammad Khairil Ashraf bin Sailkan, Nik Nur Syafiqah binti Muhammad Yusof and Nur Syafiqah binti Abdul Ghani. Our topic focus on human development and income inequality in Indonesia. We explore how factors like education, health, employment, and political stability influence income distributions. Let's begin with the introduction. So we continue the next part for introduction. So we'll be presenting on research human development and income equality in Indonesia. For this study aims to explore how factors such as education, health, employment, and political stability influence income inequality. Human development and income inequality are two crucial areas of economic research. Human development focus on improving quality of life through education, healthcare, and income opportunities. And income inequality examine how wealth is distributed within society. Although Indonesia has achieved a strong economic growth, challenge remain in reducing inequality and ensure inclusive development. And then this study seeks to understand this challenge and their long-term on implications. So for the problem statement is, despite economic progress, Indonesia still faces income disparities due to regional differences between urban and rural areas, unequal access to education and healthcare, wage gaps across different industries, and insufficient government support for marginalized communities. A key research gap is how economic growth translates into real improvement for different social groups. So this study will explore these issues using quantitative and qualitative methods. And our objective are to examine the relationship between health and income inequality. The second one, we need to analyze the impact of employment and wages on inequality, and to evaluate the influence of education on economic mobility. And the last one, our objective is to assess how political stability affect income distribution. So for research questions, this study aims to answer the following questions. How does health influence income inequality? How does employment affect income inequality? What is the role of education in reducing inequality? How does political stability impact economy and disparity?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Syafiqah binti Muhammad Yusof. I would like to do an explanation about Chapter 2, Literature Review. Indonesia, a population of over 270 million people, has experienced a significant economic growth over the past few decades. However, income inequality remains a persistent challenge. Education is widely recognized as a key driver of economic mobility and critical factor in addressing income disparities. This literature review explores the relationship between education and income inequality in Indonesia, focusing on how education contributes to reducing or perpetuating income inequality in the country. In this literature review, will be discussed about income inequality, human development, education, healthy, political stability, wages, and water productivity. Income inequality, according to Kernet's, wealthy distribution tends to be relatively equal in undeveloped countries. However, as a country progresses and accumulative capital, The wealthy and income of capital owners increase, leading to a greater inequality. Eventually, as nations become more developed, inequality tend to decline through mechanisms such as social welfare programs and redistribution policy. Keynes visualized the relationship between income level and inequality as a curve, now famously known as the Kuznets curve. Using cross-sectional data, he demonstrated that inequality in middle-income developing nations tend to peak before gradually decreasing. However, more recent analysis using advanced panel data and revealed significant inequality in this hypothesis. This observation does not necessarily invalidate Kuznets' theory, but rather suggests the possibility of additional Kuznets cycles. The shift from manufacturing-based economics to service-oriented ones may have triggered another cycle of inequality. This is simply that multiple Kuznets cycles are coexist, shaping the patterns of economic disparity over time. In human development is a multidimensional concept that goes beyond economic growth and focuses on improving the quality of life for individuals. The United Nations Development Programme's UNDP defines a human development as the process of expanding people freedoms, opportunities and capabilities to lead life the value. It emphasizes three key dimensions: healthy, education and income. This framework is captured by the Human Development Index, which combines indicators of life expectancy, education, and per capita income to assess and compare development across countries. Income and economic growth play a significant role in advancing human development, as higher income levels often provide the resources needed to improve healthy, education, and living standards. At the same time, human development can act as a driver of economic growth by fostering a healthier, more skilled and productive population. The relationship between human development, income and economic growth is thus biological and analytical responses. Studies demonstrate that income is a critical component of human development as it enables access to essential services such as healthcare, education and nutrition. They argue that while economic growth provides the resource of public investment in social service, equitable income distribution is essential to ensure that benefit and wealth is shared. However, the correlation between income and human development is not always linear. Income inequality can undermine the positive effects of economic growth on human development by limiting access to opportunities for maximum growth. For instance, countries with similar levels of income often exhibit varying levels of human. Similarly, the UNDP in 2010 argued that policies prioritizing human development not only improve individual well-being but also create a more stable and inclusive economic environment. For education, significantly influence career choice, employment opportunities, pay skills and serve as critical measure of aptitude and productivity in the labor market, ultimately shaping income disparity. While the human capital model of income distribution, Mincer 1917, Baker and Chisworth 1966, suggests a clear positive relationship between education and income inequality. The impact of higher educational intent on income inequality can vary the outcome that may either reduce or exacerbate disparity depending on the changing rates or return of education. Moreover, opposing dynamics such as wage comparison, a decrease in returns to higher education compared to lower education, and composition effect a growing population of high-income earners by influence their outcome. Using data from the United States Census Bureau 1917 to 24, conclude that education reduces inequality across U.S. states. However, a different perspective is offered by Ferreira and Gonet's 2008, who utilized simulation methods to analyze income and education distribution in Brazil from 1976 to 1996. The findings suggest that poverty level could increase its returns to education and experience decrease. Conversely, as education levels rise, poverty declines, income disparities narrow, and the dependency ratio improve, demonstrating the multifaceted and complex relationship between education and income inequality. On the other hand, a lower educational inequality as measured by Education Gini Convention will also cause a lower income inequality. Skill-based technology change the shift the labor demand from unskilled worker towards skilled worker is the most likely cause for the rising income inequality in Taiwan. However, the trend of rising income inequality could be reversed due to possible future over-education and unemployment in the labor market. Oliver Marcus 2021 highlight the improvement in financial literacy, particularly at low level, can help close income gaps through this distribution effect weakens or even reverse beyond a certain threshold. In the healthy improvement in nutrition were the most critical factor in explanation, the decline in more rates in 19th century Britain, according McCone, notes that the prevailing perspective is incoming is that advances in population healthy are primarily in educational outcome of economic development. This view suggests that it's little new to learn about new health outcomes are produced beyond what is already understood about generation economic wealth. Based on this, Preston concludes the distribution of income is eventually a probable source of variation of the fundamental connection between nationalized efficiency. On this research, we can overcome impact mortality rates of children under 5 income inequality. The under 5 mortality rate, which measures the probability of a child dying before their 5th birthday, is a critical indicator of public health and socio-economic development. According to Dalmini L. 2024, under 5 mortality remains a significant challenge in developing countries, but progress has been made in reducing child mortality rate globally. Moreover, income inequality implies disparities in maternal health care, which directly impacts child survival. According to Williams D.R. 2008, to consider emphasize the need of policymakers, healthcare providers, and leaders from multiple sectors of society to use the currently available knowledge to improve living conditions and thus the health of population. For political stability, the Keynesian Economic School explores the influence of government on the economy. According to this theory, economy do not always self-correct without some degree of governmental intervention. Economic development and growth are influenced by the scope and caliber of government involvement through institutional frameworks. Another theoretical approach awaiting the context of economic development and governments in the Big Patch theory, introduced by Royston Roden. This concept posits the government play a crucial role in coordinating the economic players through effective government, strong leadership, and consistency policy grounded in an undefined and widely accepted national development vision. Effective government has defined necessity only limited degree of development government intervention to support advances in social and development sector. Strong governance is a key vector in extractive investment, which substantially drive economic progress. As for wages determining can be explained in various ways, focusing on human attribute, demographic characteristic, and employment of labor market. The theory suggests that people with comparable levels of human capital receive equal pay because they demonstrate equivalent probability. However, variation in earning occur due to due to difference in human capital, as each individual brings unique skills, characteristics, and expertise to their work. They reinforce the idea that human capital is positively corrected in productivity. Last but not least, water productivity, defined as the economic output per unit of water utilized as a critical metric for assessing the efficiency of water use in Indonesia. Between 2000 and till 2023, Indonesia has faced challenges and made strides in improving water productivity, influenced by factors such as agriculture practice, economic policies, and environment consideration. Data from World Bank indicates that Indonesia water productivity has experienced fluctuations over the past 2 decades. The measure of the water productivity expressed in constant 2015 GDP per cubic meter of total freshwater withdrawal reflect the efficiency of water use in generating economic output. The overall trend suggests efforts toward improvement with periods of stagnant. This underscores the need of continued focus on sustainable water management practice to enhance productivity. The Indonesian government has recognized the imperative of enhancing water productivity to support economic growth and ensure water security. Climate change poses a significant threat to water availability in Indonesia, impacting healthy nutrition, disaster risk management, and urban development, particularly in coastal areas. The World Bank highlights that Indonesia, home to vast tropical rainforests, peatlands, and mangrove forests, is vulnerable to the effect of climate change. Enhancing water productivity in Indonesia has been multi-factor and over, involving improvement in agriculture practice, policy reforms, and addressing environmental challenges. Efficient irrigation practices are essential for sustainable agriculture, offering numerous benefits such as water conservation, energy savings, increased growth. So the conclusion in this paper highlight the multifactorial nature of income inequality human development in Indonesia, emphasizing that it cannot be analyzed from a single perspective. Key factors such as disparity in education, healthy care, political stability, and wage significantly influence equity in the country's economic progress. The literature review demonstrates that while Indonesia has been notable advancement in various human development indicators, addressing this disparity would position Indonesia to develop more effective policy and programs that will promote inclusive growth and ensure that all members of society. Consequently, this chapter sets the stage for deeper analysis and discussing paving the way of true evaluation of the interaction between human development and income equality in Indonesia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And hi to Dr. Maizura and my friends. And today I would like to present about chapter 3 of my group project, which focus on the methodology used to analyze the impact of human development on income inequalities in Indonesia from 1986 to 2023. Right. This chapter explains the research method used in the study, including the research design, data sources, variables, and statistical technique. The aim is to provide a structured approach to understanding the relationship between human development and income inequalities. Move to the research design. This study is based on a quantitative research approach using historical data from 1986 to 2023 to identify patterns and relationship. It is a descriptive and explanatory, meaning it analyzes existing data to understand trends and the causes of income inequality. All right, next, data collection and sources. The study
relies on secondary data obtained from credible sources such as the World Bank and other international database. By using a long-term database covering 36 years, the research ensures a comprehensive analysis of economic and social trends. Next is variables. In this study, income inequality is the dependent variable, while the dependent variable measured the Gini index, measured using the Gini index, while the independent variables include education, which is we include primary, secondary, and tertiary school enrollment. The second one is health, which about mortality rate and water productivity. The third is politically stability, measuring governance effectiveness. And the last one is wages, examining the impact of income levels of inequality. Okay, I move to the hypothesis development. Based on previous research, we developed the following hypothesis. First, higher education levels reduce income inequality. Next, better health indicators lead to lower income disparities. Next, politically stability supports economy equality. And the last is higher wages influence income inequality based on human capital theory. For the statistically methods, it is used to analyze the data. We used several statistical techniques, including the first one is descriptive analysis to summarize data trends over time. The second one is correlation analysis to measure relationship between independent variables and income inequality. The third one is regression analysis to test the significance of independent variables on income inequality. And the last one is F-test and T-test to confirm statistically significance and validate the hypothesis. And the last but not least is research validity and reliability. To ensure the credibility of the study, we use high quality data, sources, and robust statistical methods. The 30 years data set strengthens the reliability of the findings, providing a solid foundation for policy recommendation. In summary, this chapter outlines the research framework and methodology used in the study. By applying a quantitative approach with multiple statistical tools, we aim to provide accurate and reliable findings that contribute to policy development in Indonesia.
Hi, I'm Muhammad Khair Ashraf bin Salikan. Today I will present the research analysis on income inequality in Indonesia. A study covering data for 36 years from the year 1986 to 2023. The study focused on exploring the relationship between income inequality represented by the Gini index and 7 independent variables. They are mortality rates, representing number of undefined deaths, water productivity, political stability, total percentage of employment wages, gross percentage of school enrollment rates at different levels. They are tertiary, secondary, and primary. By using various statistical methods such as descriptive analysis, correlation analysis, regression analysis, and coefficient determination, the study seeks to uncover the variables influence income inequality. The ultimate goal of this study is to provide insight that can help address inequality and guide in policy making. Let's start with the finding from descriptive analysis. The descriptive analysis provides an overview of the datasets, helping us to understand its general characteristics, including the average value, variability, and range of the variables. Here are some key observations. First, Gini index. Gini index is our dependent variable. measuring income inequality. The Gini index of 0 represents perfect equality. 100 indicates perfect inequality. In Indonesia, the average Gini index is 33.4, with value ranging between 29.3 and 38.9. The standard deviation is relatively low at 2.87, suggesting limited variability in income inequality over the observed year. Next variable is mortality rate. Mortality rate has high mean of 103,028 deaths, with values ranging from 95,200 to 450,298. The highest standard deviation of 103,028 indicates significant disparities in child mortality rates across towns and regions. Water productivity measures economic output per unit of fresh water. The average value is 3.81 in constant 2015 US dollar, with a narrow range and low standard deviation of 0.4, indicating consistent value over time. Political stability average 10.91 with value ranging from 1.06 to 21.43. The moderate standard deviation of 7.11 reflects variability due to political transition and challenges in Indonesia. Wages average 39.87 with value ranging from 32.83 to 49. The moderate standard deviation of 5.97 indicates moderate variability. Percentage of three types of school enrollment show varying degrees of inconsistency. Secondary level enrollment having the highest variability with standard deviation of 18.52, and primary with the lowest standard deviation of 4.47. We conclude the descriptive analysis with the data highlights area of both stability and variability. For example, while income inequalities remain relatively stable, mortality rates show the significant disparities. This insight set the stage for further analysis. Second method is correlation analysis. We conducted a correlation analysis to examine the relationship between the Gini index and the independent variables. The goal of this analysis is to identify whether variables are positively, negatively, or not correlated at all. Here are the key findings. First, positive correlation. Water productivity. As water productivity increased in units, income inequality increased by 0.64 unit. Political stability shows the strongest positive correlation when it increased in unit, income inequality increased by 0.891 unit. Wages. Higher wages measured as a percentage of total employment are also associated with greater inequality of 0.827. School enrollment, secondary level of 0.75 and tertiary level of 0.77 show higher enrollment correlated with increase in income inequality. Next finding is negative correlation. Mortality rate reduced of 0.651 correlated with lower income inequality. Primary level school enrollment, higher enrollment of negative 0.395 is linked to reduce in income inequality. We complete the correlation analysis with the results show that political stability, wages, and higher education are positively associated with income inequality. Third method is regression analysis. This analysis helps us to identify which variables significantly impact income inequality. Regression analysis measured by an equation as follows: y equal to constant plus all the coefficient figures. From the regression analysis, we find three independent variables are significant. They are political stability, wages, and school enrollment at primary level. While mortality rates, water productivity, and school enrollment at secondary and tertiary are not significant. Last method is coefficient determination, or R squared. The R squared value of 34 0.63% indicates that the regression model explains most of the variation in income inequality. The adjusted R squared of 92.65% refines this by excluding the impact of non-significant variables. This shows that the model is highly robust with only 5.37% of the variation unexplained, likely to the permitted factors or measurement error. I'd like to summarize all the findings through the methodology used as follows. First, descriptive analysis provided a broad overview of the data. Correlation analysis identified relationships with political stability and wages, showing strong positive correlation with income inequality. Relation analysis highlighted significant predictors, with political stability and wages being key factors. Coefficient determination related the model robustness, explaining 94.63% at the variation in income inequality.
Okay, and I will proceed with the chapter 5, which is conclusion and recommendation. All right, chapter 5 represents the key findings from the study and provide recommendations for reducing income inequality in Indonesia. For education, we can say that primary education reduces income inequality, while second and tertiary education show no significant impact. While on health, it shows lower mortality rates, reduce inequality, and unequal water access can worsen inequality. This suggests that ensuring access to primary education and healthcare is crucial for addressing income inequality. For political stability, shows positive correlation with income inequality, which showed that good governance help economic equality. While the last one is wages, higher education and skills lead to higher wages and will widening the income gaps. These highlight the importance of governance and human capital development in addressing economic disparities. For the recommendation, here we highlight some point how to overcome the disparities of or the inequalities of income in Indonesia. First, for education, expand primary education access and improve quality and support vocational training. For healthcare and water access, strengthen public healthcare and ensure equitable water distribution. The third one is governance and economic policies, promote transparent leadership and fair policies. And the last one is wages and skill development, invest in education and job training to improve wages. A multi-faceted approach involving education, healthcare, governance, and skills development is needed to reduce inequality in Indonesia. To summarize, this study highlights the critical role of primary education, healthcare, governance, and economic policies in addressing income inequality. By implementing this recommendation, Indonesia can move towards a more equitable and sustainable future. Thank you for your attention, and Assalamualaikum.